ready to watch this one go down. Some interesting things to see, of course, as discussed by the panel. There's Earth Spirit coming out. We see it from everyone else, from Quinn. We've not seen it in pro play from Quinn since 2020, Fog. That's 4 years ago.
Versus Clinton Loomis.
And the likes of Eternal Envy.
Yeah.
And that was the one game he's ever played in pro, at least
and
if
he
my
lost.
research is to be trusted, and indeed he lost.
Yeah.
But he did very well in that game.
He did.
Went 12-9-20. Back in the day was getting, the Radiance first and Earth Spirit. Probably not going to see that now.
Sure.
Yeah, let's see. It's been 4 years. Let's see Quinn bring it back.
It's going to be hard to not talk about that so much in this game just because it is a fact. It's straight up. He only has, 38 or 40 games played
31 games on his main, or hopefully his only good boy, his only account.
Sure.
But 54% win rate. So he's doing well in the pubs.
But that's in pubs. So in pro game, it can change drastically, also depending on how the lane goes. We have to say, this is going to be a big talking point. And yeah, he is versus Sumail. I don't even want to look away from mid, probably, at least in these first few minutes. I'll look at the other lanes a little bit here, but I think for the viewers and everybody, this is the matchup that people want to see. But overall, I would say gaming, they, at least for me, looking at their drafts from the draft they have today compared to yesterday, the draft looks infinitely better already than both drafts that they had yesterday, at least for me. This looks like a very active lineup that can play very fast. Even if they start falling behind, they have ways to build the fight with team fight. Yesterday, they had no team fight. They had it was pretty much like Luna, it felt like was their big team fight kind of style, and that's just not how the hero plays. So yeah, this one just looks way more comfortable for them, so should be a better game. But Nigma's draft also, it looks strong. Does not really look like it has too many weak points, constant ways to fight. So it should be an exciting one.
Let's find out. Let's see how these two are ready to match up against each other. Both had pretty exciting first days for different reasons, right? Nigma Galaxy, they turned up, and sure, whilst they lost one of the games in their series, it was up against BetBoom, and it was an impressive showing, right? Even in the loss, they had a great lead, and then the win, they won. Then on the other side of things, Gaimin Gladiators, they turned up yesterday and very much underperformed. I think a lot of us were expecting a much closer series from them against Liquid. They got stomped twice.
Yeah, they definitely did. Quinn so far is doing excellent, at least in the lane. So we'll see how afterwards. But we'll have to see the spell casting and everything as we get there later. But yeah, Nigma was surprising yesterday. Yep. They were really bringing it to BBT and just making them look a lot weaker than I think people expected, because everybody's looking at BetBoom now with having Pure just being like these powerhouses. But yeah, Nigma did well. Sumail just missed quite a few CS right there.
He managed to get the two so far. See if he cleans up with this wave. And one more. Under tower. Pressure's on. He's got this one, though.
I'm watching these other lanes, so don't worry. Nothing too exciting is going on right now on the other ones. It's just constant trades. People just, trading with spells.
Right, definitely suffering in the mid.
Yeah,
this is kind of like multiple waves ahead Quinn's managed to get on the first few against Sumail's Puck.
It has been most of the times we see versus the Pucks, like these melee heroes do very well, but a lot of times we don't see Earth Spirit win his lane. Most of the situations, Earth Spirit's losing his lane, and then he comes back, so that's
Quinn.
A very good start to this one.
Indeed, his first performance in pro on the Earth Spirit in the last 4 years.
Top, there's going to be Agret. Ace, there is the tag team, level 2.
That should do it. Wait for Miracle. Looking for the body blocks. Be able to set up to finish off first blood.
Good aggressive move. And it's interesting to point out, that's the other thing I was going to say, is the tag team is grabbed from GH, just wants to... I don't know if this is actually true or not, but this is what I felt like it is. It's just for the laning phase. It feels a bit stronger. You can actually get a bit more aggressive than Drinking Buddies. Drinking Buddies mid-game is infinitely stronger than tag team, of course, but in lane,
that's true.
You can get a bit more aggressive. The constant slow and being able to go for those type of kills.
And I think with this lineup as well, there's less requirement for the Drinking Buddies save potential, because you look at the three cores, right? They've all got ways to get themselves out of things. They're incredibly mobile. So I think definitely when you have sort of cores that do rely on being shoved around, forced around, dragged out to be saved, then the Drinking Buddies is going to have more merit.
Yeah, just maybe wants to just ensure that this lane isn't absolutely devastating too, because it is a strong lane. This Doom plus this Willow can apply tons of pressure. Top GH.
Yeah, won't be able to dive for that, so GH is fine. Bottom lane, Celery. He's going to get shut down as Noob and Omar chase him out. Of a kill to be found here by Nigma Galaxy during the laning phase.
That's an impressive one. So we didn't get to talk too much about that bottom lane, but Noob has been very impressive. These two in particular, Noob and Omar, have been two to watch for me for a couple years. They've been really entertaining, even on their previous team, of course, with Quest when they played together. And Noob is seeming to fit better and better into that offlane very quickly. He's playing his mid heroes in the offlane. He's going to play like these primals and it's Pango in particular.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're doing very well. And this is a lane that can be a bit difficult at times for Pango with Clockwork being there and their Luna bonus damage. Oh, those are some beautiful cogs.
Very good cogs there for Celery. Getting connection after connection there across the two of them. I think it's going to be close to turning up for both. Okay, Swashbuckle's back up, so Noob will be safe. But yeah, Celery, as soon as he respawns back in the lane, able to set up a bit of revenge.
Yeah, because I would say overall for this bottom lane, this is a very strong lane from Gaimin. Like, they should be free farming pretty much on Luna, but it's actually not the case for Watson right now. Pango actually has more CS. They do get the kill set up there, but yeah, impressive nonetheless there from the side of Nigma in this bottom lane. Top, kind of both strong. Just a lot of battling happening up here.
They'd love to try and look for kill potential in Nigma Galaxy. Got the snowball to wait out the Shadow Realm hit.
He'll take Bramble. Ace is constant fighting up here. When you look at Ace's build, right? 0-2-1. Constantly poking Miracle down. Yeah, he'll have to back up and reset. We'll miss the money creep for it. So painful. And Doom is contesting. Very nice. Yeah, both the offlaners are getting a very decent amount. Tofu.
Try and go from the Shadow Realms back up. Give him a bit of safety. As it comes to an end though, Snowball's there. Bramble's down, and GH, he's actually the first to fall. They won't get the kill. As Tofu's able to walk out alive, and Nigma Galaxy losing GH there for their efforts.
Pretty big kill there for Tofu. Solo one. Noob is still just doing super well down here, yeah. The constant pressure that's coming out from Celery now. Level 2 battery assault is online. But yeah, 28-7. That is, I thought he was going to be doing much worse down here. Watson's only 21-2. Win.
Not a whole lot that GH can do beyond the shards.
Quinn's actually at 6, so he's got the Magnetize at the ready. They could get turned on if they try to go for this play.
Sumail's managed to level the lane pretty nicely, though. You know, those first few waves were pretty brutal, but you can see the difference here. 33-4 against the 29-7. Sumail's pretty much caught up.
And he just got a bottle refill as well. Tofu's going to set up for mid, maybe fill the bottle also to be able to contest this rune. And let's see where it's going to go. All the supports rotating. The usual 6-minute. We got
Celery. He's very, very low here, but he's going to have to back up a Quinn. Rolls in, gets the connection onto Omar.
And
Tofu get the kill, and indeed closing off his escape.
He got the shield rune, so he was able to tank through pretty much everything there. The coil wasn't used from Sumail, but good moves there from Gaimin.
Nobody getting completely shut out this early game. Very, very close when you look at the matchup between the cores across the map.
I'm just surprised at how much Watson is actually missing CS for. It's yeah, 29-8 is similar as the Morphling, but that's a lane where it's Clockwork Luna. Like, this lane is meant to almost beat anything. So pretty impressive that they've been able to slow down the Luna at least a little bit here in the start with the Pango Hoodwink. And stacks, they're starting to get formed. Omar is starting to prep those. Wisdom Runes look like they should be exchanged 1-for-1. And top just continues to be that brawl lane.
Yeah, very difficult for them to try and make a move for Miracle right now.
Yeah. How close to Doom on 6? Ace, he's getting close. Tofu is kind of giving him a good chunk of experience. They're very high level. Tofu getting that solo kill has put him very, very high up. He's level 5.
Earth's bounty.
Kind of a pretty good timing for that 6. Especially if he gets another kill up here, which could happen very soon since they're giving that solo XP to Ace. Let's see how Nigma wants to prep. There could be a dive play that happens soon.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Looking for Miracle. Win. The mark with the roll forward. Backups coming in. Miracle starting to shift up. They'll have the snowball. Protect him a little bit from the Magnetize. Waveform forward. And the rotation for Sumail. It's here. Helps out with the Coil of the Silence onto the two of them. Gives the space for Miracle to back off. Just be the support for support trade. Quinn trying to keep things going onto Sumail. And with the Doom at the ready, they'll actually be able to pick up the big kill on top of it. Ace gets the chance to lay that down onto Sumail and put an end to the puck.
I was worried about that collapse play there. They don't, unless the Pango like instant TPs to rotate to try to help, there's no way for them to get that type of trade, even with Sumail coming up there. Noob did get up there afterwards, but it was a bit too late to back up his teammates.
Oh, down. Caught the two of them. Snowball to buy a little bit of safety. And the shards to push back Quinn.
Nice play.
Further backup is coming in for both sides. As Noob turns up, 70% for Tofu here on the Dark Willow. Be able to nuke through Omar, finish off the Hoodwink. And they get Celery out of there. Roll forward for Quinn. He's able to come in with the stun, give a little bit of space for Celery to escape Noob. He's going to back off. He's not going to continue to try and dive in for Celery, so Celery will live. Noob has to retreat.
Great moves here from Gaming to respond. Night and day difference from what we saw from them yesterday. They're playing like a team. 3 top cores, farming very well. Support's looking pretty decent. They've got a 2K lead already off of these first 8 minutes, and now the Luna farm is starting just to be great. And Watson's collapsing too, maybe.
He's trying to steal some of these stacks that have been made.
Yeah.
See how much you can stick around for this.
I knew it was going to roll.
There's a lot of Nigma Galaxy here to try and punish this. Who's going to get the cogs down?
Quinn got out.
He will die. The Quinn gets away. So Space Beam, I mean, Quinn's still thinking about having around. He's got the magnetize back up in 2 seconds.
How many?
Oh, my
did he get them all?
Dude, he got like 5 at them.
I think he got them all.
Okay. He does not. He'll die for that one. Whatever. He just pretty much may have hit deep in the entirety of the stack.
The bonus damage from the kick. Oh,
okay.
Watson.
Eclipse comes in.
Nice play.
Gaimin Gladiators making moves happen. Sure, Quinn goes down, but they stole the stack, and you know Watson gets handed himself a very juicy kill. That noob was having a great game. Watson takes him out. Well, so we'll see that kick again.
I think he got them all.
Was it
I
all
really
of them?
want to say he got almost all the big creeps at least. It ends up dying though, which kind of hurts quite a bit. Let's see. Dude, that's
at least
it's like
7.
6.
It's
Yeah,
6 or 7. That, yeah.
like that. Wow. But yeah, he does die. So that actually makes it kind of not worth it. Him sticking around for it makes it quite good for the side of Nigma. Good to get that kill. Although they lose no move afterwards, and Watson is to the top. He'll react accordingly. Yeah, this is a pretty close early game here, though. These first 10 minutes, not like you said, not like anybody's too far out of it here. Watson, though, is starting to full recover, and he gets that big kill on the Pango, so he's enabled up to that level 8.
Celery. Gonna see him over here, but Celery has got assistance from Quinn. Dreamcore from Sumail out onto the 2 of them. And they'll finish off Celery. Quinn, he's going to put the magnetize. He wants to try and fire on, but there's Miracle and Omar here as well. He'll roll forward, keep the magnetize going on towards GH. And he's going to try and get the Doom laid down onto Sumail. He's going to hold back on it for now, because at the moment it looks like the magnetize alone may just be enough. As Sumail, he'll phase shift, jump to the side, but he's gone. They'll catch him in the combo, and that's what Ace was saving the Doom for. Slams it down as well on towards the Morphling. Very good plays here from Gaimin Gladiators, and just great control as well with their use of abilities in these fights.
And they show up with numbers. Watson just turns up too, right? Like, this is very night and day difference than yesterday. Yesterday, Watson was just like farming while these plays were happening. It was very quiet games from him. He's turning up, showing up that he can show up into these fights early. And yeah, Miracle tries to turn into Earth Spirit, try to get some spells off, but ends up just putting himself in a very dangerous position.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Feels like they're kind of reliant on Rolling Thunder in this early game, at least for the side of Nigma. Now at this point, after these couple blunders happened.
Quinn, he's got the blade mail done, so even more of a nuisance centering into the front of the fight, which he's been doing a good job of. Some really good aggressive plays from Quinn.
Just dealing incredible amount of damage. These Earth Spirits just tend to do this no matter what, even if you are behind, but he's ahead. Able to get some really good connections. GH is 6. Looking for Quinn.
Is he actually gonna live?
No way.
That's rough. You dropped the Dream Coil, you dropped the Sharpshooter for that, you didn't kill him, and Quinn rolls away.
There's like a Tread Swap Fairy Fire, I think, that actually puts him up enough HP to survive.
Did they not have any of the spells to throw down on him? Were they holding back a little bit there?
I think they used it all. I didn't
use it all. Okay.
I think they even threw a Blood Grenade. I didn't catch right at the end of it there. But attempt for the kill, can't quite catch it.
Rough
and
one.
He's back. He has magnetized.
I mean, they could go. Absolutely, if they get some sort of catch. The Galaxy, they'll head away from the mid lane for now. They won't look to go there again. At least until their ults are back up.
I feel like Gaimin can fight at a faster frequency than the side of Nigma, but Nigma is getting space to sit back and farm a little bit here. They haven't lost any towers. To be honest, looking at both lineups, they don't really hit towers the best till later on. Yes, Watson with the aura will start to, but I think we could see some of the slower tier 1s drop. I mean, it's 13 minutes, and the bottom one has dropped, but pretty rare to see one of the tier 1s, especially that top one, still up at 13 minutes. Smoke at the ready, Gaimin. Ults online. Even Celery's now hit 6.
Let's see what they're able to find up here.
Scans
hit, so Miracle should be aware.
I didn't even know we had that stat. Thank you for that. Miracle.
They're getting the opening. I mean, that's a beautiful setup for Quinn. They've got the hook shot to follow. TPs are coming in. If they've got enough damage to take Miracle down, they don't. He's able to waveform out in time. Dreamcore comes out of the 2 of them. They'll turn, see if they can burst through Celery. The shard's not able to catch him. Celery, he lives. Gaimin Gladiators, they're perfectly fine. And indeed, Quinn still able to find finds Sumail over on the back lines. Will keep the Magnetize going. Sumail is able to jump out in time.
Ooh, he dodged the spread. If that last one spreads to him, he might actually go down there, but is able to get away from it. But they bring numbers and they get nobody on the side of Nigma. They use Coil.
This could be the difference maker. They've now got the defusal done on Noob.
Okay.
They've got to look for some action around this. There's been a bit of time where they're just not finding the kills themselves, Nigma Galaxy.
No. And it's, I mean, I saw him toying around with multiple different builds. I guess they're feeling like he needs to have better impact inside this early game with damage, because he had the Vessel queued up, he had the Pipe. Now that the fact that he went Refusal, definitely interesting.
And he's walking up into this, he'll immediately get burst. We'll see Quinn ready to fight back. Rolls in, gets the connection in straight away on a GH. GH falls, the Rolling Thunder's there from Noob. They can't quite get down to the river, it's a little awkward. He has to Rolling Thunder away from this fight, as their own tower is now going to start getting heavily pressured by Watson. They're going to lose the tier 1 mid.
Gaming starting to kick up the pace. Yeah, you lose your clockwork, but they are ready to fight if Nigma wants to try to jump in. They can't. A Noob has to just immediately roll away after one single connection. That is concerning.
Yeah, 5k lead for Gaimin Gladiators.
That is an interesting pickup here. I was checking what Tofu was going for. Since they're playing versus triple mobility cores, he's going Orchid as support.
I mean, I honestly, in a patch and an age where we're getting like these fours like rushing Atos here,
yeah, it's the same
why not
concept.
in some games rush an Orchid?
Yeah, we used to see even like this dating super far back as we see Omar very likely to go down. We used to see like clockworks and stuff go on. Remember the Ice 3-position clockwork that would do Orchid? It's a build that can definitely work when you're playing versus triple mobility.
Yeah, and they know they're ahead. If he gets it online in good time, this Hawk is going to be pretty brutal. He's gone pretty deep for this one, Tofu. Tries to make a fair play underneath the tier 2 tower. He won't get away with it.
Forced reactions though. Again, 3 heroes making their way top. Gaming just getting much more out of the map. Ace is able to just double eat creeps. He's getting insanely farmed with this facet. He's got BKB drum phase already. Just matching the farm pace of Watson.
And yeah, meanwhile, you look at some of the carry matchups. Miracle, he's struggling to keep up with Watson.
Yep. And he's only level 11 too, so struggling on farm, struggling on levels. Yes, he's going Lincolns, but that's going to be like the fighting item, right? Rather than the boosting to farm so much more for the Morphling. So it'll be interesting to see how those next few fights kick off after he gets the Lincolns in particular, the Morph, and how much he wants to get involved, and how much he can actually do with the Morph in particular this game, because he does have some good targets to turn into.
Oh, Celery. Got to get the connection in on a GH. They may just have to leave GH behind it. Nigma Galaxy.
Nice shard.
Oh, very nice. Won't save it.
You achieve harmony.
Very aggressive. 13-8. All the space in the world for this Luna.
Radiant's middle tower.
You know Morph has a
is
good
under
core-to-core matchup versus it. Not when you're behind. You want to be trying to stay even. Once you get to the later stages, of course, Morphling is excellent versus Luna, even if you are a bit behind. But right now, Gaming definitely showing the pace that they can set in this one.
Sumail's looking to fight. How's the Dream Coil at the ready? They want to try and play around their tier 2 top.
Tofu is scouting them.
Pulls down. Backup's coming over towards Tofu. They're going to try and burst through Tofu. They won't finish him off. The Doom gets dropped down onto Noob, so he'll have to back away.
He can disengage. They might be able to re-go here on the side of Nigma.
The rocket flare connection, but yeah, needed that.
They might catch him.
Oh, what can they do with the side? Coming in with the Eclipse. The snowball comes in. See if that's enough to keep him safe here on the Pango. Noob able to get the shield crash. Rolling Thunder off as well. Noob
he gets it off
for now. He'll get away. See if he can get back in. He wants to connect back in, but the Magnetize ends up killing him off. Miracle in the midst of the fight has to waveform out just in time, but Omar, he's cleaned up the double. See if there can be more to be found here for Nigma Galaxy. They're looking towards Quinn. They've got the punch up, Snowball as well. Nicely done from GH. Across the two of them. They're going to get Quinn, and now they can look to chase down Ace as well. Miracle turning back into the Earth Spirit, rolls forward. Nigma Galaxy strike back.
What a fight from them. They got the roll off. What was he, 10% HP? Something like that? He was just getting the connection, and they get on top of Watson. I think Miracle turns into the Earth Spirit, rolls on him, gets just completely onto him. A huge fight.
Yeah, they needed that big time.
They did.
Radiant are scanning.
18-minute power in. It's going to be up on the top. Tofu, he'll grab that.
It was just a great disengage. The Doom initially came out a little awkward. They were able to reset the positioning there and able to get that reinitiation. And then the isolated targets. That's the nice thing, too, about Tag Team. They had 3 heroes beating on that one target with Tag Team. Looked pretty nice in that fight, too. Down to 2K. Luna now back in Morphling now back in an absolutely perfect spot.
Now, this is the thing a little bit, right? If they do start to lose the momentum,
that Morphling is going to also take over, but also Tofu's
Tofu going for this Orchid rush. the impact is lost a lot, right? If you kind of hit the timing where the Puck's got his Yules, the Morph's got his Manta, how much is the Orchid actually going to do for the team?
It'd still be useful versus the Pango, right? And versus the Tusk
Sure,
in
if you
particular.
can kill him, but if he gets a shield crash and a pipe off or such, he's still pretty tanky.
Sure. Bottom. Looks like they'll find GH also. Topu gets the last hit. I think that's actually pretty much the Orchid done. So
Okay.
should.
Let's see him make a play around this.
Yep. Does he have the Yules finished? I think he does, right?
He's very close.
Very,
but
very
he's-
close to having it.
Yeah, it's coming out, yeah. So he's got that.
I mean, they should have seen the build. They should have clicked Tofu and they see this, you know.
Yeah.
They see the Cornucopia, so they should expect this build to be coming out anyway. So yeah, those Mantos, these Yules, they're going to be pretty much done. Let's see if Noob adapts to it as well, too, if he feels like he needs to go like a Blink or anything like that, or if he just goes for the pipe, just tanks up. He's got the pipe queued up right now. That just might be the case.
Yeah, I mean, pipe's very good here.
Dire are scanning.
Gaming still with the lead, but Nigma showing they can take fights if there's going to be a couple of these spells that get missed or not connected perfectly, in particular that Doom.
Boom, there it goes.
If Miracle's not doomed, he can do quite a lot in these fights.
Yeah.
Just saw it.
And
Turns
he's
into the
catching up
Earthsphere.
big time, right?
Sure
You
is.
look at the net worth. One more fight like that, he'll be taking over the top spot, Miracle.
They're smoked
Dire
up.
are
They're looking for that
scanning.
next fight. They're feeling good with that timing, and it's around half damage. They're gonna set the trap, or they're just gonna take it. They're just gonna grab it. They can look for a fight with that. And potentially around the bottom side, they could even look for a fight into a Roche very quick. Either side in particular, of course, but looks like Nigma perhaps getting the wards in a earlier position, and Omar is sneaking down there with that smoke.
And let's see if Tofu can make some cool play happen with this.
Let's see.
It's
Let's see
gone
if it pays
line.
off. Because it can be a bit of a risk sometimes where you don't get any... Goodness gracious. That was too close for comfort. Yeah, sometimes having this like Orchid on a 4 position, or these Atos, it can be very great, or you're like, oh man, I wish my support had a 4 staff or a Glimmer or something to save.
I mean, it's definitely
fine as a
it's
four
one of
position.
those item builds that's like, you know, that kind of meme with the bell curve. Where
Yeah.
it's like, it's what the terrible players are doing, but then it's what like the toppest
Yeah.
at the top are doing in the right situations. You know, because I was like, hey, I rush Orchid on my position before, but
Because there's so many times where
I love
it
that
looks
build.
amazing, or
Yeah.
it looks
It's
completely
just-
worthless.
yeah.
So,
Let's see.
Let's see what it is.
Yeah, see what he's got here. Here's the reveal. They smoke up.
and this is still into the amp damage of Sumail.
Let's see how prepared Nigma Galaxy are for this.
Very close to a pipe on Noob, too. This would be a pretty good time if Gaimin's able to get the setup there.
I mean, and that's that's the delivery actually of the Mantas coming out. So is this
They
Orchid
have-
rush into the Manta Morph online and the Yules Puck
Ooh.
online?
We'll see.
So he's
if it
got to
works.
look for plays, as you say, outside of that.
You go for the Pango. You look for this
silence the
Pango.
Pango.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dire's
And that's what you
bottom
should have
tower
kind of have to
is
do.
But
under
Or you sign-
isn't the Pango getting doomed anyway? He's not just dooming the Pango as a team. Or who's Ace looking for?
I mean, if he can ever get the Morph, it would be the dream, obviously, but...
They get a nice little Roche here. Gaimin Gladiators.
And Ace is doing the same build that we saw Mar. Popularizing / doing the majority of the times. He's going the right-click build. You go Alpha Wolf for the
Radiant's
aura,
top tower
you
is
play
under
around your
attack.
innate, and you just beat heroes down. It's fun. It's definitely a fun one. Amara even pushed the limit of it even more so the other day when he went Scotty on top of Ring 2, which is kind of clowny, but it ended up working, so...
See how much they can push for around the stage. Just Gaimin Gladiators, and there's still a bit of a lead that they have. 5k advantage.
Dire's bottom tower is under
The
attack.
scare, the biggest real scare for me for the side of Nigma is even though they do have this Morph Luna matchup that later and later it goes, it gets better and better for the Morph, it is a pretty 4 protect 1 lineup versus a Doom. So you have to ensure that Miracle is not getting taken out in those fights and not getting doomed as the game progresses. But we'll see if Ace also switches up to get a neutral to be able to break that link. Even though the Alpha Wolf gives a lot of merit, then you don't have a way to break that link yourself. Like you usually see the Crusader Purge, and they usually have something like that for it. We'll see if there's an adaptation from Ace or not.
They're going to come smoking straight into this Gaimin Gladiators
got
after
Aegis.
Ace gets heavily poked by Nigma Galaxy.
This is clever.
Nigma Galaxy still have their ultimates. Quinn. Rolling in, looking for the information. He'll get caught by the silence. Quick pop on the illusion rune to deal with that.
They have double BKBs, so Gaming really trying to force it. They can kind of counteract the majority of Nigma's initiation if they don't see those BKBs, especially on the 2 main cores. Yeah, triple BKB cores versus 0 BKBs. Of course, the Dooms is on cooldown.
They're looking for a long
looking for
wraparound.
Ace.
Look at this wraparound
Ace is
coming
the
in.
ideal.
They know he's not got a BKB at the ready. The cogs are down. Will cause issues for Noob trying to close onto the Doom. Have to turn their attention over towards Celery first. Watch Pokemon a hook shot away. Celery still alive. Finally falls. Jumping for Sumail's here with the 3-man silence and the Dream Coil. They'll snowball across, but they're going to lose Sumail. They'll punch up, take out Ace in return. They've found the majority of the kills here for now, but the trades continue as Watson lays down a loosened beam straight onto the head of Noob.
He's got to get out.
Should be safe under the tier 2 tower, so ends up at 3 for 3.
Honestly, not the worst there for the side of Nigma versus these BKBs. I was surprised how quick that they brought down some of the targets. Ace walked up and just got burst by the Morph. Don't think he expected that damage to come in from Miracle. Cool angle from Watson. He's playing very aggressive today.
Yeah, and he's surviving through it all. Yeah. He's getting a lot of benefit from these fights on the Luna.
Like, look at his angle where he came from. He initiated on the Morphling almost as a Luna. Pretty cool. Sumail got a beautiful connection to, but I believe he did hit the Blade Mail with all his spells, so he nearly died as soon as he jumped in. And yeah, the Magnetize just causes straight out chaos immediately. Back into the game. Watson. Still has the Aegis.
Still a good, healthy 2 minutes on that, so highly likely Gaimin Gladiators will be able to look for another similar fight.
I didn't actually get to see who Tofu Orchid is. Missed it. Nighttime again. Gaimin's got their BKBs. Their ult's soon back online. They could look for another one if they'd like to. Nigma just want time. If they can find fights in ideal positions, of course they'll take them, but overall their lineup is just about waiting for this Morph to hit that critical peak, critical mass. But yeah, he's playing for Protect 1 into Doom, so definitely never going to be an easy one. Oh, Miracle's got that Willow thing, huh? He's got the
constant Shadow Realm.
Infinite Shadow Realm attack following, or like stuck on top of you, I think it is. I've seen that one a couple of times. Watson will be given the Wisdom Rune, so that's actually pretty huge. He's level 20 now.
Yeah, this Luna's massive.
He's got, okay, so now he's got 20 town, he's about to have Conda. So this is when it really ramps up. This is when feels like the pressure is going to just start collapsing a lot more on the side of Nigma. We'll see how they deal with Watson in these fights. It doubles your damage, pretty much, or more.
He was already cleaning up fights.
He was cleaning up the
before, so now with this will be the real test of Nigma Galaxy.
Yeah, and Nigma now, they did get Blink Dagger on Sumail after, or, just before that last fight. He's got some healing lotuses too that definitely we'll have to watch out for that one. But now they do have the Tusk Blink, so they have a couple different forms to be able to try to initiate these fights. Noob is also getting pretty close to his, but see if those end up paying off too. This Luna just is getting it out of control.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Ace is full out. Yeah, okay. He's going for the harpoon too. I think that's Lincoln's cancel.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
And damn it, this Alpha Wolf aura is pretty
Radiant's
nice when you're playing with Luna. You're
is
all just
under
hitting
attack.
very hard. If you're all stacked up in a
Dire's
fight,
middle tower is under attack.
nothing to scoff at. They're taking out all these tier 2s though. Top tier 2 dead, mid tier 2 just with 2 heroes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Nigma Galaxy right now not interested in showing up for those defenses.
Miracle. Position bottom. Tofu.
I'm just going to find GH. Oh, well, misses the roll, but doesn't matter. That's GH. Very nice try with the blink out.
The Conda. Bam! See.
Radiant's bottom tower.
What neutral does he get? Will it be the Dream? Oh, that means probably not.
Probably not if he's taking
No
his
quiver.
time.
No quiver, right? I mean, that's still pretty good.
It's still nice, but
it
it's
ain't
not
as
the
nice as
quiver.
the quiver, but whatever.
You want that crazy burst.
Yeah. Still nice versus the Morph in particular. The matchup. Maybe he did have the other options. Maybe he was just thinking about the overall state of the game. Because Alvin Tunic versus the Morph is just better. Speaking of the Morph, he's got his Conda. Not nearly as potent as that Luna's, of course, but does have time to speak of Luna. Watson actually got another Wisdom Rune. Able to sneak in and steal that one.
That's level 22.
He is massive. Noob.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Maybe feeling a little scared too. Celery did rocket it. Nope. Bit of a passive game state for these last few moments. And most times it would be like, you know, passive state, you're the one team with the Morphling usually probably feels a bit better, but still just this Luna's okay.
It's just that far ahead.
It's just that far ahead, and it's the fact that there's that Doom there, that disruption versus the Morph in a lot of situations. If you just get doomed once in a fight, it could just be the end.
But the thing is, right, this is kind of flipped on the head of what happened yesterday, right? Wasn't it the last game, well, first game of the tournament for Nigma Galaxy, right? They had Miracle on an incredibly farmed Luna that was way ahead of everyone else, and then they weren't able to close it up.
This is actually true.
So maybe they themselves learned a lot from losing in that fashion to know then what to do to cause others to also lose in that fashion.
Perhaps, definitely. I mean, they do have also some crazy potential of like later games if we really want to get there. With the Blink Tusk, with the Ags, with the Coil. They do have ways to be able to stall.
That's
and
true.
Get that. That's way later.
True. How's the Ags looking on the Tusk?
He's nowhere near.
Oh.
Nowhere near. And he even buys a gem, so even no, not even close to it by any means. But there is that crazy potential.
Yep.
But they are getting a bit trapped right now. Not really able to get outside too much. It's just the Morph getting the farm. I mean, he is the most important. He is the only one who really needs to get that most farm on the side of Nigma. But
yeah, I mean, at this point, it's Miracle's farm and, I mean, unironically, the Aghanim's farm on the Tusk. It just does so much at turning those kind of games where the team is already, despite the lead, being very careful about how they approach the high ground. And
he's just
you can make that sort of kickback play.
That's like 15 minutes away. He's got literally 0.
That's one Tusk rampage away. You know? Gage's just ready to find it here. They're smoked
They're
up.
going to smoke and look for angles. They have to catch heroes pre-BKB. See what angle they find. All 3 cores have that BKB, so it's just not easy to approach the fight.
I mean, are they going to be expecting Nigma Galaxy to come from this angle?
They look like they are. Playing around their ward.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, they're reading this move. Like, no one's showing.
Yep.
Something sus.
I'm trying to get some information.
Not the target you want to go on. They'll back it up. Get that farm to continue from growing for Watson.
They can wait for Rush.
Yep, wait to play for Roche. High ground pushes, keeps going. Even potentially hit 25 soon on Watson. I didn't see if he's 23 yet. He is. He's 23, so he is getting closer and closer.
Oh, look at that.
Time since the last kill. There we go.
3 minutes ain't that bad.
No, we've
definitely had worse.
We've had much grimmer ones.
Butterfly.
Full. Holy. Yeah, that'll be problematic.
But they shouldn't be able to kill this Luna, right? This is pretty.
No, they should
pretty
not.
Stacked.
Unless they full commit everything, but even then, it's not looking easy for them to touch Watson. These fights are going to be complicated for the side of Nigma. How they approach it. Well, for Gaimin, I feel like they can just kind of roll in and start the fight how they please now. Man, that Willow thing really bothers me. I don't know why. That's all I see. Probably because there hasn't been a kill in 4 minutes. But. And I think other important thing I usually try to point this one out is Miracle does have max adaptive strike. So sometimes we do see. I've seen a lot of these games actually where they get the Conda and then they have 1 level of adaptive strike until like for 3 more levels. He does have it maxed out, so does have the burst.
Still yet to see what Tofu goes for after his Orchid. He got 2k gold at the moment.
That usually indicates Blink. Blink or Hex, right?
Sure.
That's what I would imagine for him. Hex is the obviously super late game dream versus triple mobility cores, but Blink is probably just better in most situations early on. Yeah, Roche, it's coming soon. 14 seconds. They're set up for it. Contesting out on that Roche pit sounds terrifying also. Makes it so much easier for Luna to fight there.
Yeah, I think there's no way they go down for the Roche. If you're Nigma Galaxy, just keep playing as you are. Get this farm.
It's definitely suicide if you go there. And yep, Roche, it's going to be spotted. Tofu, that was team. Let's go for it. Man, this one was pretty fast-paced and pretty aggressive, and then literally this, yeah. Both teams just really looking to play around those timings.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
And I'm just, yeah, the same question just going to have to keep being brought for me at least. Is, will the Morph be able to do it in the 4 Protect 1 versus the Doom? Now that he's even playing versus Linken's Breakers. Does not feel easy for him. Puck is scaling too. Can't write off Sumail entirely. Of course, once he's able to get to something like Octarine too, this hero is insane. But similar to the Earth Spirit. I feel like the Puck and the Earth Spirit kind of do similar concepts
Radiant's top tower
as it gets to these later stages of the game in terms of damage. And they are neck and neck. This really is just that Watson difference. Getting closer and closer to 25.
Dire's bottom tower
Omar
is
is,
under
you know,
attack.
Omar is also farming too.
Radiant's
That's
top
very close
tower
to the
is
line,
Not
under
right off that
attack.
one either, because that does scale a little bit better, I would say, than the two supports on the side.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I'm gonna say, yeah, Watson.
He gets deleted.
That was very, very quick then. That wasn't even with the full team and Nigma Galaxy being over the defense. They're going to turn up with more now. GH does get caught by the silence of the cogs.
Long TP from Sumail.
Still getting on with the push here. Despite losing the Aegis, able to keep the push strong, Gaimin Gladiators.
Tower's
Tier
dead.
3's gone, the Rack's
Gone.
very, very dead.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
Clever little instant catch. I believe it was Omar who got Watson at the start on that high ground at first go, but yeah, now when his team is there,
Can they do it again? Because this push is
Practice.
coming in pretty fast from Gaimin Gladiators.
they drop fast.
It almost feels like having the Aegis lost there was just part of the plan because they're still getting the objectives.
He's got full Satanic now too.
And now they made the
They're
jump.
gonna try.
They're in with the burst. They're going to Rolling Thunder across.
Chain
Well into the bushwhack. Watson gets low, but he's able to survive.
Satanic.
He came off. He's healing up. Watson survived. They'll get him with a
Oh
punch,
my
but he's
God, he
living through
lives.
it all. It's over, folks.
It's over.
it's more than over.
Ah, that's perfect.
Whoa.
They got him to what, 90? I think it was 90 HP. Oh man, he gets the Satanic off. They couldn't do it with the full chain stun.
Well, they got a buyback, but they haven't got a buyback on GH, and they haven't got one on Miracle. So they're going to have to try and do this 3 versus 5.
And these buildings get shredded.
Yeah, Watson just closing the game up. As the tier 4s fall,
Dire's middle tower.
and he's ready to go again. Pops the
Beam,
and he gets
almost
it.
insta-killed.
Well, there we go. GG's
GG.
called Gaimin Gladiators. Much better after what we saw from them yesterday. Today, it all fell into place, and they really did have one here after that. Game 1 in which Gaimin Gladiators, they certainly looked a whole lot more warmed up for this than they did yesterday.
Yes.
They came in today, great game 1. Looking into this game 2, what do you think we're going to be making of this, folks, when you see the heroes that we've got this time?
Looks nice for Gaimin. Nigma has gone a bit outside the box, of course, with this Tide pick. They'll crap Watson as he steps up far.
A little bit awkward. With the Burrow Strike, and they've got enough damage. I mean, Omar's coming in from the side, but they can't finish off Watson, so...
5v5, nobody dies.
Yeah, everybody gets away.
Battle begins.
Blood grenades, I think, was 1 or 2 used? I didn't even see. I think maybe 2 were used.
They're trying for Accelerate.
Accelerate.
They might get first blood here.
Oh,
The Fairy Fire, they'll get him. First blood for Omar. And in fact, the bounty rune's still there as well, so...
he's gonna get it.
He's going to be able to grab that one as well.
Nicely done.
So what's that? The 3 bounty runes and first blood. Enigma Galaxy this time.
And it's pretty important, I would say, especially for bounty. I think, you know, the panel's talking about how tanking is probably the biggest difference, but I think it's tanking and bounty. I think the amount that Omar can actually do with these kind of little clever rotations and pulling lane can be pretty huge. But we'll see how all that ends up going down. We also do get blessed with another Twin Earth Spirit, so as I said on panel 2, he is trying to work on that one. He played very well in that last
Great game.
And again, in this game, it does look like another good one, right? Playing versus the Drow, collapsing on top of her. I don't know how many games I look and I'm like, it's a bad Earth Spirit game, to be completely honest with you. This hero does seem to be
Yeah,
pretty damn good. I never really can see a bad game for it.
Maybe if it's kind of like some lineup with like 2 strength, really beefy heroes, high HP, but even then you're not going to get punished. You're going to get to do something. You're going to be killing people with the Magnet's eyes.
Yeah, it feels like it's such a good all-around hero. Scales great, does everything, moves, does good damage. Yeah, it really ticks all the boxes. And it gives you a nice little silence of control to catch backline support, saving heroes, which is always phenomenal for the Spirits.
On him.
Bottom,
Ladies,
Has
they're
been
going to get him. No. And see if they can get anything more. They might get Tofu as well.
Fairy Fire.
Oh, GH, can he live? He can't. GH will go down, but you know what? Miracle's happy with that. He gets the solo XP for the second one. Double kill for Miracle on that safe lane Drow.
Just the battle lane. He has 2 CS, but you know what? He'll get the kills nonetheless because of it. Similar to what they did last time with the Tuskus, with the tag team committing for these kills.
And all in all, what do you make of the 2 last picks? Some very traditional off-lane heroes
Very
resurfacing here. The Darkseer and the Tide Hunter.
Very different, I will say. You know, top. I understand versus the Morphling, the appeal that it can be for the Tide. I'm unsure if this hero actually can work in a lot of lineups. Yes, we saw Mar play it, but he's a specialist, and he was given a pretty dream scenario yesterday when he did get it. He ended up picking it, and then they picked a Windrunner into it also, which made it even better. And my goodness, mid is 15-4.
Quinn's crushing.
He's
I mean, we
absolutely
saw
dominating.
And that's the funny thing, because we were actually saying ourselves out the back, like the last game, it was a rough one, in that matchup. You know, we're like, well, maybe this time something like a Sand King for Sumail might do him a bit better.
Nope.
It hasn't.
It has not
It's
at all.
actually, it's going worse for Sumail this time
It
round.
really is. Yeah, Quinn is just crushing the matchup.
Bottom lane, good fear there. Pushing Miracle back, but he's got the stick charges and the snowball. Miracle will live. They've got the shards. I mean, he wants to try and step up and go for ace, but it's a bit risky with how low he is. Might still be able to do it. And Miracle playing around the edge of the creeps. Won't quite get the kill.
Gotta watch the dead shots.
Indeed. That's what he was watching out for. Does still get a hit, but it's at a safe distance, so he won't get punished for it.
It's still a tough lane for Ace. I mean, both offlaners are struggling in this position, even though the Tide was picked versus the Morph to try to counter and be able to sit in that lane. They are slowed down a bit. He does have 6 denies, though, which is pretty good for that Tide. Yeah, this is a weird lane, this Darkseer Muerta combo. There is some cool stuff you can do with the dead shot, pushing them back into creeps with ion shells, but
that's true.
Not the most traditional looking lane with the Darkseer. Level 3, it's been hit for GH. He now does have that point in the tag team. Definitely see more kills happen down here. So I'm able to get any of these couriers too. I know he has that courier sniping ward. He looks like he should be able to get this one here with Watson.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And now Noob's lane he should free farm up here now completely on this Tide. He should not be able to get pressured out by an Enchantress and Morph. While bottom Ace, he still will struggle versus this lane.
Yeah, they just trade so much damage into it.
So overall, the Tide will be able to get a good amount more out of this lane, and they could even potentially start making moves. That's why I was mentioning for Omar, since he is playing with the Tide lane versus that Morph, as the levels come out for that Tide, you can just leave him, and you start making moves as a bounty hunter to be able to secure these other lanes. We're seeing him doing it already, so.
Yeah, they've got no detection down here, so they're not prepared for these sort of movements from Omar. Get the roll in, Ace very, very dead. They'll turn towards Tofu as well.
There's a Centaur creep here.
I think Tofu's going to be going down. Celery's trying to help out as they turn towards GH. They'll get the kill, but it's a double kill for Miracle.
A triple?
He might get Celery as well.
Give it to him.
He's gone. A mega kill streak, triple kill. We're pre-5 minutes here for the Miracle Drow.
Omar, I would tip Omar. There's a really good rotation. Very good identification what he did there too. Snipes Courier, makes the first move before the Ench makes the move too, so perhaps even scouted the Ench trying to make the move bottom. Very heads up stuff there from Omar. And yeah, Noob now. He's fine left alone. All right, very nicely done.
He's got a lot of money, 1,000 gold sitting in the bank here, Miracle.
I'm wondering what he wants to buy. Do you just go Falcon Blade or do you just go for the big items? He's gonna go for the big.
Yeah, just get the blade. It's in the mid, Tofu.
Also gets grabbed up.
They've been very quick to punish his moves this time round. Mid lane as well, Sumail, once again, like in the last game, has caught back up pretty nicely. Still a bit of a lead for Quinn.
Miracle.
The signs to push them back, but won't be able to push back Quinn. He goes straight for the TP out. The damage is way too much. With the Iron Shell and the Magnetize.
That's a mega kill for Quinn. It's a huge golden flint. Good rotation from him. Noob still applying pressure to Watson, getting these anchor smashes. He's being annoying. Maybe we'll see more of it versus that Morph.
Very much been a lane where Noob has barely taken any damage at all from any of the harassment that Gaimin Gladiators has tried to do against him.
The first 2 levels he was slowed down a little, and then just, complete free farm, and Omar is just running the show around the place. He's putting so much, like this, invisible pressure, we like to call it, literal invisible pressure. Set up for the runes. Arcane rune on Sumail. And this is a lineup that can thrive off of these type of aggressive plays early on too. Definitely can get some snowball going with this bounty hunter plus tanking early aggression. And just Miracle being off to such a hot start and getting those kills is pretty massive, and dropping that farm early on top. Can they finish him off?
Oh, it's down bottom. It looks like Nigma Galaxy want to set something up once more. They've got the shards onto Ace.
It's a lot of damage on GH.
These Iron Shells are stacking up. They're doing a lot in return. Ace is able to run.
Tofu and Quinn are here.
Well, I'm going to be cautious. Plays to the side of the Sandstorm.
Quinn not wanting to roll in, though. He's a bit afraid to just get gusted and brought down under the tower. They also know Tide has TP, so...
Has left the time for Omar to make this move and grab that Wisdom Rune.
Ravage top, Noob attempts for a solo kill from the tree line. Not going to happen.
That's all part of the plan. You know, when you're playing Tide off lane, you go for these solo kills early. and then it's like, oh well, I don't have my ult for the next 2.5 minutes, so I guess I'll just have to sit here and free farm.
Yeah, I mean, that does, it feels pretty bad though, because now it opens up the opportunity for them to dive bottom. Now they're like, hey, no Ravage. Now we can collapse on Miracle because we don't have to worry about a tie TP.
Oh, well, Quinn, he's gone in for this, but they're
too
ready
far,
with the
though.
counter plays.
And they get him out.
A lot of damage,
They
and
got him
my
out.
goodness, indeed, the AoE coming out from Gaimin Gladiators has caused a lot of issues. Sumail, he's coming back in with the epicenter, but can't really get in on top of anyone. They made that look pretty easy, Gaimin Gladiators. They get in, they get the kills, and they get out, they lose nobody.
I mean, there's no Tide Ravage. You know?
No Tide
if
Ravage.
they're gonna, if there's a Ravage there, they're more hesitant to make that play.
That
The
could
fact
be like
that
a
Noob
team
used
wipe.
it, yeah. So they definitely identified that and they made the call and they're like, we're gonna go and we're gonna go for the dive play. Looks a little scary for Quinn for a second, but gets surged, able to reset his positioning,
I guess, yeah.
and they're back completely tied up at least here in terms of that net worth after a 2K lead that was starting out for the side of Nigma. Still a 600 gold lead at least on the core, the carry matchup, but Gaming bringing things right back into comfort.
Well, let's see. Next Ravage.
Next Ravage.
That'll be the big one.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, in last game, I didn't get to talk
Oh, Miracle.
in Miracle again.
He's going to try and get through this, and they got something to stop the channeling. They don't.
They do not.
So he's actually able to get out. And these three of them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Top? Well, it should be okay. The other thing I was going to mention.
No.
Oh, no way!
Oh, no. He's not okay.
No way that just happened.
Okay, I mean, they forgot about the bounty earlier on the bottom lane when Omar was able to make that infamous play, and now up top, Watson's forgetting about the bounty being in the game there.
I
Shifting
cannot.
too low and getting Shuriken from a mile off.
Can you imagine if he dropped his items too? Like, oh my goodness, I was looking. Drop items to backpack.
But one of those things, it happens once.
It happens
in
once.
the game. It doesn't happen again, it happens the once.
But that's a pretty huge kill. Oh my. Morph was starting to full catch up and dies right afterwards to just a little shuriken.
I mean, the fact that, yeah, he was able to get the kill with the Shuriken. He didn't even need to walk up and go for the tap when he was low HP with the right click.
That was heads
He
up
was able to
right
throw a Shuriken and it got him.
That was pretty cool.
Under attack.
But yeah, so Noob and Omar, these are two at least, you know, now for me to watch a bit more. Because last game, I feel like they underperformed a bit. You know, Noob he was given the opportunity to get like this diffusal blade at a pretty good timing, and then I feel like he wasn't showing up to a lot of the fights. So I want to see him have a couple better performances in this one, because that one Ravage, it's already hurt quite a bit of the momentum they had going. So the next one definitely got to be a bit better.
Here we go.
Sumail?
Let's see, he's got the Ravage at the ready, Noob. Doesn't want to use it quite yet. Burst strike out.
Sumail's dead.
Sumail is dead. Not feeling that this was the fight to go for the Ravage play.
Omar too.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Peace.
And I think that they talked about from the panel, it's actually pretty crazy. Is, you know, in the past, Earth Spirit was support, Darkseer was core, the Earth Spirit was lower level, so the Ion Shell wasn't as beneficial for the support. This is a level 8 Earth Spirit. This is a very tanky boy that can use that Ion Shell as effectively as possible in early game, which is very, very strong. So maybe that's why they wanted this Darkseer, besides just those auras that look really good versus the Sand King. Starting to get good control of this game, and Sumail is struggling.
Omar. Just getting some info down bottom, seeing what he can find for the team.
I really feel like Omar's got to be the X factor. I feel like him doing those like crazy little snipe plays, it's gonna be the biggest thing, at least for me, in the mid game for the side of Nigma, because I feel like the team fights are gonna get pretty complicated for them pretty quickly versus the auras that's gonna come out from Ace. Because you'll get your blink on the Sand King and the, you know, either a mech or a pipe. I think it's a mech this time around on the Darkseer. It'll be coming out at the same time to counteract a lot of it.
Hovering around just in case some couriers pass by.
Get them all.
Dyer's
Get them, Omar.
middle
How many have we
tower
had
is
so
under
far? I
attack.
think
Well,
this
that's
is
quite
at
a
least
meaty
the
one as well.
fourth.
That's the
Bottom tower
completed
is under
mech.
attack.
That's actually pretty
Dyer's courier
huge.
has been killed.
They have a minute where they can potentially make a play, and I think the Sand King blink might be coming out at the same time too, so... Well, he's actually a little short. It would be pretty much perfect if he had it right now, so they could smoke up and look for a play without that mech up.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Either way, great snipe. As how many did, was it 4 or 5 couriers? And I think he got 2 or 3 wards at the same time also, so some significant gold gain from this bounty hunter so far. And there's that blink.
Alright, let's see if they've got the smoke.
I think they can make a move around it because there's no mech. Quinn does get a shield rune, which is going to
And he's just picked up his blade mail, so
Yeah.
jumping the Earth Spirit is not going to be appealing.
No. And Noob. They could start on him.
if they got the damage. It's pretty tanky.
Under attack.
Sumail is revving it up.
Indeed, and the Ravage is ready. There it is. Ravage to set up into the Burrow Strike.
Sumail's dying to blade mail.
Ace down. Sumail doesn't default. Noob will survive.
There we go.
See if they can find more. They should be able to here with a snowball for GH coming in onto Tofu. This time round, they're ready for that. Okay, oh, and a TP out. We'll save him. Tofu able to get away, but they get the big ones. They get Ace, they get Quinn.
And it's when the mech is dead. So that's a really all important thing.
If the
Imagine there was a
mech
mech
was
there, they might actually survive.
I
At least
think
a
so.
good amount longer to be able to reset and stuff.
I think so.
It was a good positioning for Nigma to take that, or a good like timing for them to take it, but not a good position. Because look where that fight was taken to. It's down bottom, so they can't really turn and transition this into anything great after getting these kills. Yeah, they'll get some space, but now their ulti's on cooldown. And Gaimin can look to fight back, and Watson is still farming.
Let's see if he can get the cheeky setup here. If he gets all the stun into the silence from Miracle.
There is a ward seeing Miracle, though.
Okay, so Watson should know. Okay.
He just got soloed.
Oh, well. Okay. Let's see if they can punish him for this. Quinn.
What?
He rolls up. A dead shot's going to miss. The four of them chasing them down. They'll be able to get the shot off onto Omar, so they'll get Omar.
I mean, Omar just killed him by himself. I mean, Miracle is also going to go down.
This game's getting pretty clowny. We love it.
It is.
It's getting pretty crazy.
I
Okay,
mean, he
so
did the
both carries
shuriken
dead.
He did the shuriken perfectly, right? He did it
Bounced
through
off
him
the
and
pre-grab.
bounce off, right? So he got the multiple damage because he did like
Yeah,
500 something damage out to him.
Yeah, I'm sure we've got a replay
So
for that one. We always have a replay for the funny stuff. Let's have a look at this.
You said it was going to be only once, but now we've had it twice. No raindrop on the morph, and yeah, he just hits him with double. So, all right. I mean, we said Omar was probably going to be X Factor, but I don't think I expected that to happen twice in this
maybe
game.
that sort of vision played against Watson there because he was
Maybe.
looking at the Drow. He's like, the Drow is not near enough to connect with the Gust or anything, so I'm perfectly fine. The bounty, even if he's here, he can't kill me on his own. Well, Omar says, well, guess what? Yes, I can.
That was very bizarre. He's going to have a vessel pretty much.
Well, it happens
now.
twice. It doesn't happen 3 times, folks.
Yeah,
So,
we can keep saying that. I mean, Watson's definitely not going to be as morphed down now, I don't think, while jungling.
No.
I don't think he'll be at 300 HP.
he's going to be farming on full strength. now.
Yeah, well, not full strength. Never go full agi. You know the term, we've heard that one from a long time, the memes. Never go full agi. Watson, he'll not go full agi. Gets punished.
You can get him twice.
And the other thing,
Can't
too,
get him 3 times.
you know what? Watson had duelist gloves, too. So he should have known from the extra attack speed that he gets from the invisible hero lurking around him.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but the range of that's pretty big. Couldn't it
It
be
is
the Drow?
quite large,
You know what I
but-
mean? Could he not just consider being the Drow that was sort of...
Maybe, but that was...
It's 1,200. 1,200, that's a big number, right?
Yeah, 1200's about to scream,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, whatever.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I'm being a jerk. Let's just kidding. But he is rank 1. You know, he should be able to protect these things. Watson. 12 to 11.
Oh, no.
He's not going to...
That's pretty low on the numbers there.
Sweating. We're all sweating.
Oh, we're all watching. They're getting the popcorn out for this one.
Omar's got the vessel, too. So this vessel's going to be pretty impactful, too. Yeah, there's going to be Greaves now to dispel at least off of himself.
Yep.
This will be very nice since that Morphling's time has been slowed down so much, even versus the Earth Spirit. It's going to be pretty good, too.
Omar can find instead. He's not going to find Watson for now.
Greaves are done, though, for Darkseer. I feel like when Darkseer has Greaves pipe, I don't know where damage is going to come from on Nigma. That's my real biggest concern. Yeah, their Drow is still farming very well, but it does feel like Gaming is content with the game state, even though Morphling has died two times in a very funny situation.
Nice little jukes there from Omar. But should still be dead. Oh, that's
Whoa!
noble. Okay.
How'd he grab him?
All right. I mean, Omar will still fall, but nice attempts there from GH to keep him alive.
Sumail revving it up.
And they're going to jump in. Straight away over towards Quinn. Quinn is going to be able to get down to the low ground. Quinn's out. He's fine. Ace drops the wall. Will vacuum back the 2 of them, but he will not escape himself. So they'll lose Ace.
Good positioning for Miracle. He's able to just free fire from the high ground there. Celery also maybe goes down.
They're pushing on for it.
Watson's turned up now.
Noob does have Ravage. Pop it now. He's going to catch onto the 2 of them.
Watson's in.
Quinn's
Two-man's done.
still alive, and indeed Watson getting in on the back lines, cleans those up. And now Nigma Galaxy, they're heavily outnumbered.
Oh,
Watson, he sweeps across, looks towards GH, as now Noob's just got to run.
Watson makes up for his mistakes from earlier. Dying like that, but then gets a double cost.
You get him twice, but that's it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's going to be back to business from Watson as they run down Noob.
They got baited, Hoenn. They wanted to go for an extra kill onto Celery.
Omar, he's turned back up for this. He better run.
Nope. There. And Omar,
That's
Zanate
it.
goes.
And he's got the control here with the HLs for the pushback of the dead shot. He'll also go down once more.
Do they end? Is that?
There you go,
That's
Watson.
an ultra kill for Watson. They end up losing
Effectively.
5 heroes because they tried to chase for the Enchantress. They tried to chase after Celery after they'd used absolutely every single ulti. That was a little awkward.
It's rough. And it does seem it's a few times out. The Ravages, I'm not feeling the tide onto having kind of the impact maybe that you want to from a hero that's third highest net worth in the game.
Yeah, not too much. I mean, everything was looking good if they just didn't end up going for that extra kill. Like, they ended up them going for Celery, literally got all 5 of them killed. And it got 4 of them to Watson. He was bottom core. He was one of the bottom cores, now he's top core. He gets literally 4 kills handed to himself.
He's back, and he's mad after dying those 2 times. So he's ready to crush them.
And that was, I mean, picture perfect double stun. Double stun into Caustic, into both heroes popping on each
top
other.
tower
So
is under attack.
beautiful. And the White started too. I didn't see who ended up actually 4-staffing. I didn't even see. Well, something reset the positioning either way. I don't think it was a 4-step, but either way, they reset positioning. And yeah, Nigma just has to be careful how they're going to overchase, especially if they had used so much already. Yeah, absolute dream there for Watson. And that does also mean that, I mean, Ace did die at the start of the fight, but it's going to enable him to get that pipe timing faster and faster. And I think when they have 3 pipe, I think there's no damage. Like, literally, when that happens, it's literally all on Miracle.
Yeah. Miracle has to be 9 slotted.
Yeah, and he has to be able to stand as a turret and attack pretty much the entire duration of these team fights. Which, versus these type of heroes that collapse on you, Morph, Darkseer, Earth Spirit, it's definitely not easy. And even the Morph turning into Sanking, he's got options to be able to close gap even more. I'm watching that HP. 1,000. Gonna get popped Omar even though he's looking for the angles. There is that mantle also too, so it makes it way harder.
Yeah, it's not
happening again.
There's no way. No. And you can quote us on that
You can quote Owen.
when it happens. Quote me.
Also, similar to point out as last time, the towers, right? They can't really hit buildings on the side of Nigma again. Last game they couldn't either.
Yeah, it's just the drow. And you know, Miracle's not going to want to be doing that
be
until he's like 4 or 5 items deep on his build.
Yeah, he needs like BKBs and stuff at that point when you
can quote us on that
can quote Owen.
when it happens. Quote me.
Also, similar to point out as last time, the towers, right? They can't really hit buildings on the side of Nigma again. Last game they couldn't either.
Yeah, it's just the drow. And you know, Miracle's not going to want to be doing that
be
until he's like 4 or 5 items deep on his build.
Yeah, he needs like BKBs and stuff at that point when you start going for tower hitting versus this type of lineup. That's quite a ways away from wanting to go for something like that.
No!
Whoa, 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 whoa! Nope. He's got his pipe coming, so he's getting quite a bit tanky, but they do have a
Ravage is back up.
Do, but there's a BKB now on the Earth Spirit, so he's got the counter.
They can stick around and push for this tower, Gaimin Gladiators.
They can push for this and even perhaps reset to go for that Roche soon. There's 20 minutes, it has shifted.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Try to force some reaction. They have a ward behind to scout if anybody does TP.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Nigma is not content to look for contesting this.
Tower is under attack.
Does mean tier 2. It's gone. How's the items looking on these boards? Okay, no Solar Crest yet on GH. They don't have that same one to counteract. There is that Solar that is finished off on the Ench. Both teams kind of similarly building for each other. You know, the 4 is building for themselves. Bloodstone's done. Sumail getting a bit stronger.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant are scanning.
I'm up on the hunt for the Wisdom Runes. He'll succeed again.
Sumail's going to do quite a bit of damage too. He did get Whispers of the Dread. He does have that extra spell damage.
Dire's
It's just, it's into this pipe.
under attack.
It's gonna, I think it is done, right? On Ace.
Radiant
Oh no, actually not just yet. He's still a ways away. Getting some tower damage.
Well, it looks like they won't hold on to this tier 1 mid-Gaimin Gladiators. They'll let Nigma Galaxy finish that.
It looks like they're just fine with him dropping that and just getting a Roche.
Yep. They're on for Watson. Ready for the next fight.
Yep, and Celery.
Dire's
Excuse me.
middle tower is under attack.
Even bites a gem now. So playing versus the SK, playing versus the Bounty. They're going to look to completely take over the map now in these next few moments, it feels like, on the side of gaming. So for Nigma, they have to be set up pretty perfectly to look for these fights, and they have to land the wombo combos. And they have to have the Drow attacking during it as well. So it's a lot of different things that they kind of have to go for going for themselves. It does feel. But Omar has been very pesky and giving great information, sniping couriers. I feel like he's really been the one that slowed down the momentum, because I feel like this game would be it would be like 8k gold lead, maybe even more, if he hadn't found those 2 snipes on Watson. And all these couriers and wards. Those do add up. Gaimin. Won't be able to find anything here. It looks like it was pinged out.
Up there on the timer again, yeah, 5 minutes this time. It's been once more this calm period. It worked to their benefit last time.
It exploded right after that, too, right? Gaimin literally just like won the game right after that.
Yep.
So it could be another one of those similar things, that timing, that 22 minutes after they get Aegis, where they just want to control, not make any of these mistakes.
See if Nigma Galaxy's high ground defense is a little better this
Sumail!
time. Sumail TPing out under the tower. Didn't expect Quinn to be hiding in the trees waiting for him, but he was.
Oh, it's a huge kill, too. Teeping out under the tower. I guess he expected people off. That's very bold. Omar also now. He'll make him work for it.
Dire are scanning.
I dropped the ball.
They've had enough of him. Meanwhile,
also
GH dead. It's fallen apart.
It's been
unfortunately once again hit Nigma Galaxy.
It's all after that one mid situation, really. Like, things were looking pretty okay for them, and then, yeah, that mid fight, that blunder, they lost 5 heroes to chase an enchanter that didn't even kill. It's up to 7k quickly. It was a 3k, now up to 7 after they find Sumail, 2 support kills afterwards. And this is looking like that methodical gaming that we do see sometimes.
Yeah, and just, again, the impact of the last picks, really. You look at Ace on his darks in this game, what, 2, 4, 16. And then on the other side, Noob, he's got good farm. But
sure.
1, 1, and 4. The Tide presence, it's just not felt there.
No, and you know, I actually completely forgot about this for a second, but the panel had mentioned too the Shard. They felt like the Shard was going to be pretty important this game versus the mobility cards, but he hasn't even gone for it. So maybe he can't at this point either, because he is playing versus like the Manta Morph, and he is playing versus the Earthquake with BKB. But yeah, we'll have to see what they want to do as this game does progress. It feels like it's just getting harder and harder.
Trying to get that Ag, so I mean, he's what, halfway towards it.
What does that? I just don't even know what that does. Yeah, I was thinking Shiva's for him.
It's wave clear, obviously, what for the high ground hold.
And minus armor for the Drow to blast on people. I don't know. They're gonna get with the big connection here on the FE.
Let's see if they've got enough Ravage to follow up. It's enough to take out Celerin and get the Aegis out the first time.
Quinn's
see what they can do on round 2. Quinn rolling forward. Watson's ready to fight. Turns over towards Noob and Omar looking for the bounty first. They'll get him.
Watson gets one.
See if they can go for more. Quinn is ready to stand on top of Sumail. They get the roll forward, but Sumail's going to get away with the Burrow Strike, and that'll cause the death for Quinn.
It's a good fight for Nigma if they can chase forward. Miracle's just been able to stand his ground attacking. Watson's wanting to go back in. Miracle's able to reset.
It's pretty low. Has to get down to the low ground.
That's a pretty good fight.
That's something. A little bit of a hold there and a defense against a team that was pushing him with the Aegis.
And Miracle literally just stood and attacked the entire team fight, so was able to get a good chunk of damage. They couldn't really walk in with Ace. He got nothing off. Ag's timing for Miracle did come out right before that one too, so it was quite nice.
Let's see what they can do with this. Manage to slow down Gaimin Galaxy.
Gaimin Galaxy.
Gaimin Galaxy. Gaimin Gladiators.
Got it.
It is pretty large. It's definitely important now that they get that type of fight win versus the Aegis and versus the BKB timing. Does cause a buyback, but Celery also did end up buying out. And he is going to have an Eggs on the... I really thought he was going to go Shiva's because it didn't feel like it fit better, but maybe it is all just about enabling the Drow, who is getting to a point where it's scary, at least for the Morph.
Yeah, and Sumail's going to get the Shiva soon, right?
He'll do it? Okay, yeah,
away.
That makes sense then. So they just wanted one or the other.
And then I'd imagine, yes, still after this Ags, Noob probably will get the Shard, right?
Shard and then Refresher, something like that, or Shard Hex. Probably a possibility. Miracle now is crit, too, after that last fight after the Eggs.
Is under attack.
Starting to get on his way.
Middle tower is under attack.
But have to have that kind of exact scenario for the fight happen, where they can get multiple different stuns to layer, prevent the Darkseer from getting anything off, and Miracle just stand his ground and be like,
oh, the vacuum's there in
so
time.
Close.
Dire's top tower is
Cute
under
of the shard.
attack.
For Gaimin Gladiators now, after that, it didn't go too hot for them off the back of pushing with the Aegis.
Dire's middle tower.
In fact, last
is
game was
under
anything to
attack.
go by. They may just sit back and farm it
sit
up
back.
and wait for the next Aegis.
Yeah, it does feel like that. Sit back and wait for them to make a mistake. I think Gaming just overcommitted a little bit hard in that last one. Because Ace got literally nothing off. So
Yeah.
it's pretty important that Ace does get at least one spell off. Nemesis Curse for Miracle too. These things matter. These things add up. Level 18.
Bounty.
If he's able to stand his ground, he can do a lot. And that is their gem too that they took away, right? Sumail carrying that one. I don't know if they... I think that was when they stole away from Celery. It is. Sumail going for solo play.
Well, he's got GH with him. So far he's able to get the ults off, but won't be able to survive. Kill's a kill. That's a pretty slow game right now, so
That's good.
you don't feel too bad dropping an ult for that.
No, definitely not. I think that's quite a good ult there from Sumail.
Because I feel like you just know that Gaimin Gladiators aren't really going to make any plays until Roshan's back up.
No, they're actually... they're starting to get quite a bit strong, actually. The Shivas, when he's got that on Sumail, then they have the Frost Towers from the Drow also, too. That could be pretty good versus Watson as the game goes on, too. So maybe writing them off a little bit too early. If they are able to find these extra little bit of kills here to slow down that momentum. 1 minute till Roche, so as we'll see when that one does kick off, who's going to be prepared for it more. But could definitely see the side of Nigma contest around that Roche pit. So they've gotten these next few items that are pretty important after that last fight.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, Noob's gotta have the shard pretty much done too.
Okay, I mean, they want to try and strike before they get the Aegis.
Watson's got BKB, right? It's fresh. Eyes on Watson. Eyes on Drow, really, actually. Eyes on... If Miracle's able to stand ground attack, that's the success for Nigma. If they get on the Drow early on at all, the fight's going to be disastrous. So let's see who does get that jump.
The way they're moving, they're not looking to be on track towards anyone right now, Gaimin.
Looks like that was just a ward play. They're sweeping, right? But the lane positioning, and the Tusk pushing top. Yeah,
They're going to know something's up here.
They have vision down here. They see the tide.
They want to try and go on Noob first. They're going to attempt to.
Looks like it.
Win. The kickback. Noob's pretty tanky.
They have a lot of damage,
And it's
though.
going to pop the Ravage and an effort to survive, but won't be able to turn with that.
They have so much poke from a distance. Adaptive Strike takes out like a third of his life, it feels like, almost. And just that pure damage from the Ench. That's Ravage on CD when Roche is coming back up soon. Opportune kill.
The rest of the team was just not really in a position to try and turn that fight either, unfortunately, for Noob and for Nigma Galaxy as a whole.
They just needed... They need like 5 heroes stacked up when they, when that play happens. They need to have everybody there for the Ravage. Every second matters of the stun. Yeah, Ravage is going to be on cooldown for the Roche contest now after that. It'll be about, 40 seconds or so without that.
That's them out.
Well,
I was thinking about going for another solo play on these supports.
this one may be less good. Don't want to waste an epi on a support right before Roche is spawning.
Yeah, they need everything they get. They
Yeah.
cannot allow Gaimin Gladiators to get that Roches.
Doesn't-
That likely will be the Roche and the Aegis that allows Gaimin Gladiators to get very close to closing the game up. The Nigma Galaxy, they'll want to head out and contest it.
They gotta make sure to get these lanes out too. Starting to get pressure from the Ion Shell. They have 4 heroes positioned bottom.
They got to start making their way over to the pit
They're
now,
smoked
Nigma
up.
Galaxy.
Yep.
Yeah, they can't let Gaimin Gladiators get this.
As you said, no Ravage, so.
Alright, cool. We'll look to join them. It's going to take...
Here we
Okay, he comes over to the mid tier 3.
Quinn.
Rolls in. He's
got shield
incredibly
rune.
tanky. They're going to jump him, try and throw everything down at him. But once it turns into the stanking bar strikes back onto the two of them, he's immediately set up for the kill on a Sumail and GH.
The bait was there from Quinn.
Beautiful stuff from Watson with that turnaround, and of course there's no Ravage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I mean,
attack.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, they were
the
so
shield
ready for
rune on
that.
Quinn.
Yeah, you're going on this sprint. You don't really even get close to killing him. That's got to feel bad for Nigma Galaxy.
And he's back up to full. And how many times now? I think that's 4 times, 3 times that I've seen Watson turn into a stanking.
Yeah.
Get a double
Great
stun.
stuns.
Pop somebody almost immediately.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, looks like they might not need the Aegis at all with a team fight like that falling into their hands. Gaimin Gladiators, they're up to the high ground.
It's very similar to how that last one went, that last game too, right? There's like some signs there from Nigma, and then it just immediately explodes after 1 or 2 mistakes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Gaimin just really knowing how to just capitalize on these mistakes massively.
Radiant structures are fortified.
2
Radiant's
sets.
bottom barracks are under
Wait,
Jumps in.
get the vacuum. We're not able to get the roll connection. GH comes in with a snowball. He is dead. No buyback on him.
It's not easy for Miracle to hit target. I saw him hitting Quinn and he's dying. He's dying to the blade mail. Can't actually even go for any type of trade kill there.
Yeah, they can play it super chill now. Gaimin
No,
Gladiators
no real
back
shit.
off, get their next round of items. They're very close to having like the full Scardy on Watson, and they can get that Baroshan, get that Aegis. We'll see again this attempt from Nigma Galaxy trying to fight, making that jump in onto Quinn, but you say with the shield rune and such, and Watson BKBs comes in, gets that Sanking Burrow Strike used against them. And yeah, unfortunately for Noob, because of the earlier situation, not having that Ravage quite back up yet to help out.
They just, yeah, like I said, know how to capitalize and punish these mistakes. Roche, it's also going to drop too fast.
I mean, they're coming over because they do have the ults now. They have the Ravage,
outstanding.
but a hesitation. They feel they can't make it in time. So they're not going to fully commit to try and get out there on the map and contest Gaimin Gladiators. So Watson, he's got that Aegis, and he's going to be ready to be coming for their base.
And he has yet to die since those 2 mess-ups that he had from earlier on. He's playing it beautifully, and he's also just having the... He has his 2 teammates that are starting these fights every time. He has a Darkseer and an Earthspirit running in for him to give him literally all the information. So Watson's just like, who do I want to go for? He really just gets to pick and choose his targets. It's pretty beautiful. Miracle, BKB. Said he's got his data list, his damage is there, just everything has to be so perfectly synergized, and now at this point 2 versus an Aegis. You gotta do round 2. You gotta be able to kill multiple heroes, reset, and go again, somehow.
Omar trying to get the info. They'll see Watson.
Scary. This whole team.
I mean, they're looking for the wraparound gaming. Nigma Galaxy, they know that sort of this risk is approaching.
The lanes are all shoved in, though. Bottom is shoved
Quinn's in.
Mid shoved in.
He's going to look for the jump on a Miracle. Samel comes with the Burst Strike to help back him up. Pots the Bloodstone, starts stealing up hit through the Standstill. Quinn pushes forward with the BKB and the Blade Mail. Gets the Magnetize going onto the 4 of them. They had to back off Nigma Galaxy. BKB comes to an end, but so does Samel. Samel ends up dying to the damage there, as he's out without buyback, Fogged.
Earthspirit, baby. Literally just killed him in the foul.
He was in the yeah. He was right on the back of the fight on the retreat, but
and did he get hit from that last boulder smash?
I feel like he must have right to be dying in on the tip of the fountain as he did.
I think Quinn maybe Ronaldo'd him.
Yeah.
She didn't quite get to see it.
Well,
Well, 50 seconds, no sanking. Your majority of your damage.
You're down 20k as well.
And the banner's down.
See if they give it one final attempt here with the ult. As they'll roll in, Quinn ready to go. There's the 3-man vacuum. The Ravage comes out, but it really doesn't matter. Nigma Galaxy having to run back to the fountain as Gaimin Gladiators kill them off 1 by 1. The buyback will come out here for Noob. But with the Ravage gone, there's nothing else for him to offer up as Gaimin Gladiators can get back to focusing on the objectives, take this 3rd final set of barracks away.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top
They can look to move forward to closing up the game. Full Silver Edge now done as well for Tofu. They're getting everything they wanted here, Gaimin Gladiators, as this game even more of a lead where they're closing this one up as opposed to game 1. 26k gold lead right now. Full Octarine on Quinn. Smel's going to try and make the jump out of the side, but Miracle, he gets jumped himself. He's gone. No buyback for him. They'll give it one more attempt at a fight here, Nigma Galaxy, but it's just not coming together for them in this game. As Gaimin Gladiators
trap them in the fountain, kick another smash. It'll hit Sumail.
He gets them again.
He's dead.
That's 2 times he's killed Sumail in the fountain this game, Quinn. Then they're diving for it. They're fountain farming them. I mean, they're not tapping out. So why not? You know, Gaimin Gladiators getting some more kills here, padding up their scoreboard.
He's still spreading the magnetize.
And they drag them out at the base.
Oh, that's just bullying.
A pretty brutal end to the game and to the series there, unfortunately for Nigma Galaxy, as GG is finally called. Gaimin Gladiators, a much better day today. They had a